Hey, Jalen, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
What was your reaction to seeing the All-Pro team come out today?
Thankful, just thankful and grateful, first and foremost. And then I mean, like I started thinking about how in previous years they did like two corners and then they did like a slot or DB, but I guess they switched that up this year, so they didn't do that this year. Because initially going into it, I was hopeful that maybe I could hit all pro in two separate categories, but they switched it up, so it is what it is. But no, I'm super grateful and thankful. So yeah.
Is that a kind of a new high bar that you'd like to set for yourself, is creating that space, not necessarily lobbying for it, but your play creating that space and then you filling that space?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, just because, I'm always trying to challenge myself. I'm always trying to strive for, bigger levels and bigger heights in my career. That's the way that I challenge myself personally and push myself personally. So, used to only play corner on the outside. Now playing, all over the secondary a little bit. Like to be seen as a defensive back more than just a corner. But either is fine or both is fine. And I'm not really tripping as long as I can help make a big impact on the games for the team. I'm all good with it.
Thanks, Jalen.
Gary.
Hey, Jalen. Just wanted to get your impressions on what you think Von Miller has brought to the defense and what you anticipate from him going into the playoffs.
A great mindset. Like he has a great mindset. I joke with Ron sometimes that sometimes he like too happy a little bit, you know what I mean? But nah, he really does have a great mindset. He obviously he brings a good leadership to the defense, not only the outside linebackers, but the whole defense. He's been in a position that we all want to be in, and that's, winning the Super Bowl, being able to hold up that trophy. He's done things at a high level for a very long time. I mean, like 8 All-Pros, ton of Pro Bowls. Like, he was one of my favorite players forever, like even when I was like in college and stuff. And even when we weren't teammates. Me and Ron used to always kind of talk about trying to team up at some point along the line. And it's dope that it's happening. It's like advantage of it. And his presence is definitely something.
Stu.
Hey, Jalen, what's it been like having Eric Weddle back with the team?
Fun. It's been fun. That was something that I personally feel like I needed and super really wanted another guy like that in our secondary, even if it's just for the playoffs or this stretch we want to go on. So yeah, I was super excited when he called me and told me that it was a possibility and that he was thinking about it. Yeah, super excited. It's fun to have him out there. He's one of the. I've been blessed to play with some good safeties in my career. I feel like he's probably the best that I've ever played with in my career. And it was always fun playing with him, even just for the short time that we did. We always had a lot of communication and were always able to be on the same page and play like the game within the game with each other, just because of our experience and how we think alike and we kind of have the same vision on certain things. So that was fun. I mean, it's been fun, and I'm hoping that I know it will continue to be fun.
Thank you.
Dusty.
Hey, Jalen, congratulations on All-Pro. The Rams getting 3 All-Pros is a reminder of how many stars there are on this team. I mean, you're not just you 3, obviously. we've seen in all sports that having a lot of stars doesn't necessarily equate to success and championships. What is the key to making it pay off in a maximum way for this team?
Yeah, I appreciate it, first of all. And yeah, it doesn't always equate to that, but it couldn't hurt, right? I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you want to be surrounded by a bunch of superstars or a bunch of players who you believe are really good and talented at their positions? But it has to be put all together. The chemistry has to be right. Everybody, when you do have a team like that, and like you say, a bunch of superstars or good players, everybody still has to have a role. Everybody has to excel within their role. So that's a big part of it, and hopefully that's what we're able to do in these playoffs. The stretch that we want to go on, have that good team chemistry, play together, play unified, and make it happen.
Has that been happening in the weeks, since you continued to add guys with Vaughn, with Odell?
I would say so. I mean, it's a journey, man. We're gonna grow. We'll continue to grow, but I would say so. I mean, this is the first time in my NFL career, in my 6 years, that I won 12 games. So I would say that's a positive. I try to look at all the positives on things. Obviously, yeah, there are opportunities that we wish we could have capitalized on more and maybe done certain things a little bit better at certain times. But definitely taking out the positives in it. This is the best season that I've ever been a part of, the best team I've ever been a part of in my professional career.
Very good. Thank you.
Kurt.
Hey, Jalen, likewise, congratulations on the All-Pro.
Thank you.
Going back to Eric Weddle, very few people could pull this off where they're that deep into retirement, come back. What impresses you most, or why, maybe a better way to ask that is, why is he able to do that? Is it the brain, the mind, the thinking? Is it still being in shape? Is it something else?
It's all of that. Honestly, it has to be a mixture of all of that, because we know he has the brains for the game, and the way he sees the game, the way he's able to command a secondary and have great communication and pick up on things in his defense differently than he had in his past or whatever. That's all special, right? But if he was not in shape, if he couldn't play football physically, then it wouldn't matter, right? So it's a mix of all of that. Him, the brains of it, and him also still being physically able to play football at a good level. It is special, though, for sure. It's special.
Appreciate it. Good luck Monday.
Thank you.
Lindsay.
Hey, Jalen, just echoing everybody else. Congrats. As you guys get ready for Kyler Murray and what's a very good offense, how do you make sure, even though Eric's obviously very well versed in NFL football, how do you make sure this secondary comes together quickly given you could also be without Taylor Rapp on Sunday or on Monday?
Yeah, we're professionals, so that's kind of part of our job. It's something that we just have to do. And this is playoff football. So it's something that we're gonna pride ourselves on, making sure that we are good. And then obviously we have practices and meetings and all that, so where we can get on the same page. And then it's a lot.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
In the past, obviously, we'd be in the locker room and kind of feel the vibe around the place. But as the playoffs come up, what is the vibe? How are you guys feeling?
I would say good. From my perspective, I would say the vibe is good. We're excited, and we're trying to prepare as best as we can, so we can be ready to go put our best foot forward and put on our best performances in the playoffs.
Thanks, Jalen.
Of course.
We'll wrap up with Jordan.
Hey, Jalen, just one more from me. You and Eric both mentioned something really interesting, which was that he pushes you in certain ways. And he mentioned that sometimes even this year or years past, he'd text you or you guys would talk. And and he'd almost like pick at you a little bit to get more out of you in certain ways. Can you describe a little bit deeper what that relationship is like and why that matters to you?
Me and E-Dub have had a great relationship. I mean, and then being able to play in the same secondary, you know, that 1 year was super special. Didn't want him to retire. He did anyway. And then now having him be able to come back is all special. But yeah, he's right. Like in these 2 years that he's been going away from the team, he has been like on me all the time, like, you know, texting me all the time, pushing me, telling me when I'm doing some things good, or telling me maybe I should do a little something differently, or lead in a different way or whatever, and challenging me. I mean, and that's all been good. I mean, we have a good friendship, you know what I mean? So that's cool. He's texting me as a friend, and that's how I take it. And obviously I know he's a Hall of Famer walking, and I respect his insight and the things that he's told me, and the advice he's given me, and criticism even at times he's given me. So that's all been good. And now I'm glad for now at least that he don't have to text me all these things. He can just tell me when he sees me. But yeah, that's all been fun. I know there was a couple times I didn't text him back immediately. So when he texted me on, I don't know if that was Monday or Tuesday, when he texted me, he said, call me. I already kind of had in my mind, I was like, oh man, I ain't texting him back. Maybe 3 messages. He had to double text me. I was like, let me call E-Dub. And I called him, and then it was not what I was expecting. I was like, oh, that's what you want to talk about. Yeah, let's go. So it's all been good. It's fun. It's my dog.
And you get a chance to kind of now give it back a little bit because he's on the field with you. So if you see something, do you take that opportunity as well?
Yeah, of course. But E-Dub is E-Dub. Like, you know how smart he is and how he sees the game, how he views the game. Like, we can speak a whole another language to each other. Like, I think in practice today, he called something from, he called a check from Wade's defense, like something that we just don't talk like that anymore, right? We haven't talked like that in 2 years. But I immediately knew what he was saying to me, and I knew what he wanted me to do. So it was funny. I just remember laughing like in the middle of the play, like that's not the word, but yeah, I know what you wanted me to do, and I'm gonna just do it that way. And yeah, he's just super fun to be around, super fun to play with. Like, me and him are like, we just always work on one accord. Like, we can work on a string. Like, in the middle of a play, he can yell something, and I'll make a adjustment in what I'm doing, and vice versa. Like, that's why the year that I got traded here, I was so happy. It was so fun to play like that, and be able to play like that. And it's still the same. I'm hoping that it'll be super fun and we can make the most out of this opportunity.
Thanks, Jalen.
Yeah, thank y'all.